hello, 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 hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel, okay? This is going to be for the mutable signs. Hey, mutable signs, I'm hoping you guys are doing okay. There's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Libra essence. Sometimes is an honorable mention um because they typically come off that way when they're trying to make decisions and such. But Libra essence continuously wants to come out a whole lot. Libra, I just did y'all reading. It should be uploaded. Go over there. Go that way. Nah, but oh no, because with Libra Essence has a lot of different mechanisms that come into place with it. It's very mechanical and it's about a program, right? Having a set program and a set way to doing things. And it also speaks in regards to justice as well as what constitutes as being balanced. Unfortunately, right, I'm still seeing in real life, y'all, right, that there are a lot of people who have been programmed to say, oh, I'm balanced and, I got to have my scales balanced. That's something that's been happening over the course of, yeah, like the duration of my life. Whenever that, it's like a go to checkmate type of situation. Or, yeah, that'll come into place with things, okay? With low vibrational uh Libras, right? That's that portion. The other portion of it though, right? In the event that you are in a higher vibration, right, and you're Libra and you want to know what it is that will be going on, how to work things out to within for yourself, that's inside, outside, and all around. Okay? Don't focus only on good and bad and better. I had posted this a while ago, a really long time ago, because some people see. In short, check your filter. That's one thing. Check your filter and check to see exactly what it is you got going on. Right. I'm gonna hurry up and get this reading out the way. I'm trying to get these readings out the way real fast because I did want to do just a general essence reading, but like I said it in my last video. I didn't say it in this one. I was instructed, asked to do the mutable sign do a cardinals, mutable, and fixed signs reading, right? So to help you guys out with that. Now pay attention to where those placements are for you. Uh, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, and Sagittarius. The other thing is, a lot of the stuff it is that you would have learned during the Gemini Sagittarius axis that took place, you can definitely apply it now, but you have to pay attention, right? So, coffin, official person. Oh my goodness. So, the official person ending, wealthy man, okay, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. It's gonna get interesting, especially even considering y'all planets, right? With the planet Mercury and the planet Neptune and Jupiter. So pay attention to what's going on in those placements as well. I know I said Sun, Moon, Rising. I didn't say Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Uranus, right? But also in your rising sign because that's going to impact, how some of this comes off. There being a gift, one, there being a gift, and there being sudden wealth of bad health. The wealthy man, sudden wealth, bad health. Okay, so within the official person ending, what is given is that this wealthy person, right, get sick. It's the sicknesses that come into place with it. And the other portion of how this is totally giving Virgo essence and what it is that happened with Pope Leo. He's not out here right now, but like there isn't a hierophant, but this is given what happened with Pope Leo with the when he first got into the position of being a pope. He got sick. Yeah, because he took up a vow of poverty. So within him taking a vow of poverty and the way that they typically choose popes and the papal system, and he's a Virgo, but the way that they typically choose is based out of a bloodline that they or bloodline that they would have uh, assigned right through a few different avenues. Okay, so pay that some attention as well. All right. Now the other portion of this with this wealthy man, true enough, it can identify an actual wealthy person. We're going to get into it a little bit more, but it's given this Virgo Pisces axis. Pay attention not only to your health, right? Because that's one of the things that you really need to pay attention to. You need to pay attention to your health because your health is your wealth, right? And in this regard, what is given is the wealthy man's sudden wealth is the bad health. In short, that would be what be making them sick. You might be essence sensitive. Yeah, because here's the deal: more money, more problems. No, it's not more money, more problems. People make that association all because it was a really catchy song that Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls had. Okay, if you know, you know in totality why I'm saying that. It's not about the more money, more problems that a person has. It's actually more so about because that's given mammon or greed. It's actually people believing that a wealthy person is supposed to behave in a particular way. Wealthy financially, mean okay, because this wealthy man doesn't necessarily have to have finances, right? It could be spiritual wealth, and in regards to wealthy man, sudden wealth, and bad health, he could be very wealthy in sicknesses. Could have a lot of sick shit going on. Have a lot of sicknesses going on. Oh my goodness. What y'all done did, Lord. What you done did. What you done did. Well, no, that does make a lot of sense. That the official person died because he had a lot of different sicknesses or ailments. And the official person ended. Some of this stuff is also going to be dealing in regards to masonry or master builders ending. What it is to be a master builder, and in the military, y'all. In short, something else that I'm getting from this: pay attention to the end. Pay attention to the end. Yeah, because one of the things that I learned, right, during any retrograde that is truly, truly, truly affecting you, if you want to have forward movement, you got to do things backwards. You got to do it. You got to do it backwards. So if you are, um, say for instance, when you putting your shoes on, right? This sounds like something that I told a beautiful woman that I met, and beautiful spirit. But I let her know, if you ever having difficulty with moving forward, like in the morning you having difficulty with putting your clothes on and all this other stuff, do it the opposite way that you usually do it. And that'll usually put you in the right essence in order to do it. I.e., yesterday, right? I was getting dressed and I put on my shirt backwards. No, and then the day before that, I put my pants on backwards. I was like, what the hell? How did that even happen, right? And if you're bundling up, I'm hoping everybody's okay. But if you're bundling up, you will get the significance in that, okay? All right. And what it is to be bundled up. The completion of the cycle in regards to one making an offer, coming in with an offer. Part one, part two is going to be in regards to the world, because it's the world card and Knight of Pentacles. It being a night about money and stability, right? And the spirit and what is in the spirit of stability. Part one. Part two, it'll be about what it is that will go on to complete a cycle in the cycle. And part three, it'll be about what it is that will be happening with either someone named, I definitely know, Stephen or Heather that read. Stephen and Heather, those be the two. The other one is the healing portions that come into place on a spiritual aspect of things being complete, or a cycle being closed. In the event that you're an alchemist, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, it does, and I will go ahead and say this. It does, just because you're one of these signs doesn't mean you're an alchemist. That's that part. The other portion of it is there'll be about the impatience, IMPATIENCE, but also in patience, IN space PATIENCE. That's that one. The other portion is one not having the temperament. The last portion of it will be about being an earthbound angel. What it is to be an earthbound angel. And last but not least, you know what it is. Some of this is gonna be about what goes on when one isn't virtuous. One isn't virtuous and doesn't have particular virtues. It's given the comparison and contrast right now, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, of um Texas Hold'em, knowing when know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Understand what it truly means for for there to be luck. The other portion that I'm getting from this is it was some situations that would have taken place during Jupiter's retrograde that would have given an inclination of what rejecting a conflict would be and what it is that would have been nurtured within one not being in conflict. And overall essence of love. That's what, okay, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. If y'all done did a love spell, if y'all, yeah, certain signs I genuinely, I personally don't recommend that anyone does a love spell. That's, yeah, you should let that shit happen naturally. But understand what it is that will go on during a love spell, right? It's a lot of different avenues that could come into place with it, especially if what you would see or constitute as love. Because if you're unhealed, right, and you're doing any type of love spells, the essence that you're putting into that spell is unhealed as well. Okay, I talked about it in my last reading a little bit, but I'm seeing it's applying here. If you have an affinity for toxic love, right, meaning fighting, arguing, uh, the fighting and fucking, right, and if you're in a situation, right, with being rejected because a person wouldn't fight, right. In short, you can't fight the person, you can't fuck the person. It's basically is what that boils down to. So, yeah, that was one of the downloads that I got, and I was trying to figure out where it was supposed to fit, and it seems like that's where it's supposed to fit. And if it don't fit, don't force it. If it don't fit, don't force it. All right. So it's that part, the king and the spirit whisperer, right? In short, man, authority, male, sexual essence, things pertaining to the law and justice, right? And then the spirit whispers in reverse, divine guidance, higher knowing. In short, what it is that will be going on when a man isn't taking the divine guidance or the higher knowing, he's not a spirit whisperer. In short, this is given one having an ability, but they don't speak in and with the spirit. Yeah, they don't know what, in short, how the king. I remember this reading. I did this reading a while ago, y'all. I'm not sure exactly what. It must have came out for a Sagittarius reading. I'm thinking it came out for Gemini and Sagittarius. And the irony that comes into place with Gemini is that it has both the Virgo side, but it also has the Sagittarius side. In short, it has what it grounds versus or an accompaniment with what it knows or what it's aware of. Spirit whisperer. Oh, oh my goodness. And if you listening to mantras and chants and things of that nature. But yeah, ultimately the wisdom that comes into place with knowing that the king has to go to an oracle. Fun fact, one of the things that happened in the movie Sparta, this is Sparta, right, with Leonidas. And any and every other king, I don't care even if it's King Charles now, he has to go to an oracle or he has to see what the outcome would be. Part one, part two. One of the things that is really coming to me a whole lot, even in regards to, yeah, because a king has to have a guiding force, right? But if he doesn't, and what I'm getting from this is, if he doesn't have a spirit, that mm, some of it is a spirit. The other portion of it is about being an attachment for some of these situations, and the overall essence of the mystery that comes into place with shifting and changing and the gracefulness aspects of there being stability and practicality along this path of balance. What does it mean to have balance? Right now, if you're watching this for uh, love and romance, having balance is going to be completely different than you're watching this for business. The two overlap, right, in regard to you got to know who it is you're doing business with. You got to know who it is the not only you're doing business with, but also who it is, what their backgrounds is, background and brack, brick and brack, brick and brick and So understanding it, and then one not letting go, not flow, letting go, or having natural movement. Ensure what would be coming in the alchemical aspect, guys, is going to be about the angelic aspect of one having patience with there being divine guidance and higher knowing and how to flow, let go, and there be natural movement in that and still be a king. Okay, so some of this is, I will go ahead and say, what type of king are you looking up? This was a problem, I want to say, during the beginning of the Gemini Sagittarius axis, definitely at the end of the Cancer Capricorn axis. If you are trying to be a benevolent king, right, it's very important for you to understand A, what it is to be benevolent, B, what it is to be omnipresent, meaning you got people who can move around for you everywhere, and C, what ethnicity are you studying and honoring as your kingship? Because the reality of it is, when you're a king goes to get his queen. The queen doesn't, or he quote unquote fetches his queen, right? If he don't show up for his damn self, so serious, and especially in today's time, right? Yeah, it's certain shit you got to make sure that you do yourself. So in this king shit, is that ludicrous? Oh, and how things would be ludicrous. Mm. Protection, forgiveness, Gaia's garden, burden, and focus. Okay, so basically, what this is given is the wisdom that comes into place with there being protection and forgiveness. Okay, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. One of the biggest situations that kept coming up, right, over as a repeat thing is forgiveness. Forgiveness can be extended, right? An apology can be accepted, but that does not guarantee access. That is not the guarantee, ladies and gentlemen. Just because a person has forgiven you, that don't mean they want to deal with you again. I don't know how many times we've had to go over this, and that's the wisdom that comes into place with because I kept seeing Medea on my timeline, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. Within this whole forgiveness aspect, you're not forgiving a person for them. In that regard, it's one of those, that's the narcissism that can come into place with the whole needing to be needed, right? 2111, when I said that, it's about you. So you can let that shit go. You can Anna and Elsa that shit. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Turn away and walk. No, and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the story rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Asking for help, whether or not asking for help actually bothers you, part one. And that's in so many different areas because that's going to be what's being tested. Whether you can ask for help, whether you can shift your stability, and what does shifting your stability mean to within for you. 2211, when I said that, in short, the basic principles that come into place as the foundation of one's intuition. 22, 23. So there's the ascension that come into place. Pay attention to your age, and when it was that you were intended to learn these lessons. Because Jupiter retrograde, realistically, is that's what luck is. And it's a difference between a person being lucky versus a person having a good understanding of what probability is versus an individual getting a good grasp and concept of putting in the work. When you put the work in, you get out what you put in. Period. So protection, forgiveness, in short, the protection that comes within forgiving one for their fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow, and the burden of focus. In short, how a person, yeah, because the mystery of it is how a person would be mad that a person is able to take care of themselves. That's basically what it boils down to. So, you know what? No, I'm okay. And if you're that type of person, and how you'll get realistically, some people who just don't like for a person to be independent. Okay, not everybody accepts independence because that means if a person can't accept your independence, that means that they were getting something on your behalf that they should have given you all of, and they may have only given you a piece of. Okay, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. I hope that helps. Oh my goodness, I hope that helps you guys out so very much. Gives you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that would be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so at Lightwork and Lightwork LLC at gmail.com. Okay? All right. And uh, last but not least, pay attention to what it is that you would love about your independence because, especially if you're talking about love and romance, you have to understand that in love, in life and love, I had a Leo tell me this. In life and love, you'll get what you ask for. I personally add this next portion. So be careful what you ask for. because you just might get it. And a lot of people have a tendency to get and want love, right? But when they get it, they don't know how to appreciate it, and they don't know how to go beyond that boundary, so to speak, of um knowing what it is to be a earthbound angel. And in some cases, the difference between being an earthbound angel and how we've been taught and raised that earthbound angels would be demons. So it's the whole angel and demon situation. And the reality is, an angel can speak to you, but through can speak to you with the sweetest voice ever. But if you are traumatized, right, it'll come out like this to you. Okay? I hope that makes sense, y'all. All right, all right. Light love to you, okay? Because see, remember, light work, it ain't like work. It is not light work. It's not light work. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.